Hello and welcome to The 80sest, the podcast that uses your votes to determine the most totally 80s thing. Since Siskel and Ebert gave thumbs up and thumbs down to movies way back in the 1980s. In Cleveland, Ohio, I'm 80s film aficionado, Keith Marsteller.
And in Seattle, Washington, I'm Joe Walk, a connoisseur of fine 80s cinema.
Goddamn right you are. And this season, Joe and I are...
at the movies!
Hell yeah, man. Welcome back, Joe. We're up to episode 14.
14? Why? It seems like only yesterday we were on episode 13.
Right, and I think episode 1 was like the pilot kind of thing, so 13 episodes of... We've watched 26 films out of the 64.
Jesus Christ.
We're getting there.
Wow.
We're getting close to the halfway point, but...
Yeah.
Whew.
I took a scan through the next region, and wow, there's some stuff, man.
Some
there's
not
some
great
stuff
ones.
that I don't want to have to watch.
Oh no. You got
Yeah.
one shining example of one that you don't want to watch that you want to throw out?
Look, I have never seen it, and I could go the rest of my life not seeing Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh shit, I have seen it.
Oh.
I have. I can't wait to watch that again.
Oh, dude. Oh, Lord. Hey, so it is, as people listen to this, it's going to be Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to you.
In America, yes, and...
Yeah, and how has your Memorial weekend gone?
Great. Marcia and I are up hanging out on the shores of Lake Erie. We had some friends visiting. Currently, one friend trying to sleep downstairs. It's almost 1 a.m. Eastern, and we're in a kind of a small place, so yeah. I told her to wear earplugs. Hopefully she's still asleep. I don't know. Marcia can sleep through anything, you know.
Do you need a whisper for the rest of this episode?
I could say. I don't know how well that'll come through in the sound balance.
We'll do a PBS version, or NPR rather.
NPR version. And we are at the movies.
We're talking about some fantastic cinema here.
Yeah,
today.
A lot of ASMR style talking closely. Anyway, I don't know how well that would go over.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we're going to get people telling us, yes, this is the future of the 80s.
This is what we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, we've got
more of that calm stuff. Sorry,
we've got a fun one this week. You want to line up what our matchup is here, pal?
I do. So this week, we're getting toward the end of the Fast Times region. We've come a long way from the namesake movie.
Yeah.
This week, we have our number 6 seed, Purple Rain, versus our number 11 seed, The Thing.
Oh, man. What a matchup this is going to be.
It really is, yeah.
All right, we're going to kick it off, as always, with the box office report.
We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
All right, so our number 6 seed, Purple Rain, was released July 27th, 1984. It was directed by Albert Magnoli.
The great director we've never heard of before or since, Albert Magnoli.
Magnoli. It was approximately number 10 in 1984.
Yeah.
Is there a reason we have approximately there?
I think it was tied with another film, so
got it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll say it's 10th.
We'll call it 10.
Somebody wants to go look it up and be like, hey, it was tied for 10th. All right, fuck you.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Perfect. Okay.
Which is lower than that's lower than I would have guessed. If someone said, guess how Purple Rain ranked in 1984, I would have said 2 or 3.
Oh, well, I mean,
movie-wise.
Hey, think about like the rest of the stuff that came out in 84. I don't know.
Big. It was big, yeah. 84 is a huge movie year.
It really was.
But
a lot of big
I
stuff
felt
there.
like everybody was seeing this film except for me. That's why it felt like it was going to be way up there.
Except for me as well.
Anyway, please continue. Sorry, bud.
No, it's okay. I'm just, maybe the theaters in and around the greater Berlin Center, Ellsworth area
Yes.
were like, a movie starring a black rock star? No!
Maybe. Yeah, it might not have done well in rural Ohio. That's true.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Anyway, the movie had a $7.2 million budget. It grossed $68.4 million.
Yeah.
That's a profit of $61 million.
Not bad.
No. I mean, it's anyway. We'll get to that later. Major awards. It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song.
Song score.
Song score. Sorry. Original song score. The last time this category was ever awarded.
So, like,
interesting.
They stopped giving it out after fucking Purple Rain's song score, different from orchestral
from
score. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And that was it. They were like, we're never going to do better than this. Let's stop giving
No, of
this
course
award.
not. And they're right. It won a Grammy for Best Score Soundtrack, won a Grammy for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal. And it won a Razzie nomination for Worst New Star for Apollonia and Worst Original Song for Sex Shooter.
All right. So I happen to have Sex Shooter ready here because it didn't make the soundtrack. I was completely unfamiliar with this song.
Dude, same.
I guess I'm going to run straight to the chorus here.
Do that.
I need you to pull my trigger, baby, is the next line.
For those of you who have not seen the movie, when this song is being played, the women on stage are holding the audience in rapt attention.
Oh, yeah. The
audience is enthused.
Right. I think the band they were trying to form a girl band called Apollonia 6. Even though there were 3 of them in the band, anyway, it's a mystery.
And only one of them is Apollonia, so...
Right. Come on, kiss the gun is the next one. Come on, kiss the gun. All right, anyway, so there you go. That is the elusive Sex Shooter that was nominated for Worst Original Song.
I mean, I don't always agree with the Razzies, but wow.
But damn, they nailed it on that one.
They really did.
All right. Well, in contrast to Purple Rain's success, we have The Thing's failure. The Thing was released on June 25th of 1982, and it was directed by the, to me, legendary John Carpenter.
100%.
The box office rank, yikes. Again, it was in the low 30s, almost 40th. It was 38th in 1982. Considered a flop back then. It cost $15 million to make this movie, twice as much as Purple Rain.
Yep.
This movie grossed almost $20 million, but what I read is after theatrical costs and marketing costs, they actually lost close to $1 million on this film.
Oh, Lord, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now, this did not win any of those Oscars or Golden Globes or Grammys that Purple Rain got, but it did earn a Razzie nomination for Worst Musical Score. Now, it's film legend Ennio Morricone who does this score. You might know him from those Clint Eastwood films, right?
Or The Untouchables.
Yeah, he's a legend in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so I heavily disagree with this Razzie nom.
Same.
And we'll play a little of his score later, but
yeah.
Now this film was nominated for Best Special Effects at the 10th Annual Saturn Awards, okay?
Okay.
And these were done by lead effects artist Rob, I think it's pronounced Bottin.
Okay.
And god damn it, Joe, this movie lost to E-fucking-T. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean...
It was nominated for Best Horror Film at the Saturns, and it lost to Poltergeist, So
Spielberg fucked him on two different angles there.
Right, from 2 different orifices, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So, all right. Now, Joe, let's talk about iconic scenes because
Okay.
you want to set up what we ended up doing with Purple Rain's iconic scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're truly an iconic scene from Purple Rain would be one of the musical performances. There are many musical performances in this, and many of them reach that iconic level.
Especially the final, right? The final performance of Purple Rain itself is moving. Oh my God. And, it would be so iconic. Yeah. But all you would see here is us playing the song Purple Rain.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
that doesn't work for our format. So,
right.
As a backup,
yeah.
We have one of the many examples of Prince's character, the kid, being a horrible misogynist. When he takes Apollonia on a bike, on a motorcycle ride, and then gets her to jump into a lake. Here it is.
Will you help me?
Nope.
Pardon me?
Nope. Want to know why?
Nope.
Because you wouldn't pass the initiation.
What initiation?
Well, for starters, you have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
What?
You have to purify yourself in Lake Minnetonka.
During this time period, Apollonia removes her.
Hey, wait a minute! That's. Hold it.
What?
That ain't Lake Minnetonka.
I don't believe it! How can you do that to me? Damn you! I'll kill you!
And he drives off, and
there is some of the evidence as to why Apollonia was nominated for Worst Newcomer.
There's so much more.
So many more.
So much more. Yeah.
All right. Well, for The Thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great scenes in The Thing.
Yeah. You know, my favorite is the one where Kurt Russell takes the Thing on a motorcycle ride and then gets it to jump into the Lake Antarctica.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, that's not Lake Antarctica. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, my God. The sparse dialogue of Purple Rain. Oh, my God. He's like, no. No. Yes. No. Anyway. It's oh, my God. And we got to talk about that later. I love Prince so much, but the conflicting.
So I'm sorry. I interrupted the scene from The Thing.
So what we've got here is 2 parts of a scene where Blair, who is played by the inimitable. This guy looks so old, Joe. He is like 10 years younger than we are now. And I'm talking about Wilford Brimley as the scientist who is cutting up this thing. And people kind of want to know what's going on. And here he is. His assessment of what's going on kind of sums up what's about to happen for the rest of the movie. So here we go.
Okay.
You see, what we're talking about here is an organism that imitates other life forms, and it imitates them perfectly. When this thing attacked our dogs, it tried to digest them, absorb them, and in the process shape its own cells to imitate them. This, for instance. That's not dog. It's imitation. We got to it before it had time to finish.
Finish what?
Finish imitating these dogs.
And then the second part of that scene is...
What kind of cell structure is this?
Well, you see, that's the point. I'm not sure it is any kind of cell structure. At least as we know cell structure.
You see, when this thing attacked our dogs, it tried to shape its own cells to imitate theirs. We got to it before it had time to finish.
Finish what?
finish imitating the dog.
Imitating the dog,
You're
right?
saying that thing in the ice was trying to become our dogs?
Yeah. Seems to be able to imitate other life forms.
So what's our problem?
The thing's not dead yet.
Great. What's it gonna do? Put itself together and come chasing after us?
All right, I accidentally hit 10 seconds back and we heard 10 seconds over again. But anyway, there you go. That is, in fact, it did, spoiler alert, put itself back together and come chasing after them.
It did.
It did.
A lot. A lot of chasing.
Yeah.
A lot of squelching.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very squelchy movie.
If you like, oh, yeah, it really is. If you love squelching, if you like flamethrowers, if you like fire extinguishers, you probably would have
if you like beards,
you would have a raging erection for this film. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how everybody rated this stuff.
Okay.
And let's find out right now.
The 1961 Ferrari 250 GT, California. My father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion.
It is his fault he didn't lock the garage.
So, Purple Rain is our number 6 seed in this region. Overall, it's our number 23 seed. And Keith, 23, you and I both ranked it higher.
Yeah.
You ranked it number 12, I ranked it number 8. So, pretty high up on both of our
Very
lists.
high.
And
Top 10 for you, dude.
audience,
Yeah.
Our audience.
Here's what's going on, Joe. Here's my hypothesis here. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. You and I had very limited exposure to this film.
Yes.
And rated it on how 80s we assumed it had to be. And these other people have seen it and were like, oh, but begrudgingly rated it kind of in the middle, right?
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, The Thing did make the field at 42nd overall, so very solidly in. I ranked it about 48, so I was right there kind of with the crowd.
Right.
And Joe, you ranked it 73rd, not at all. I don't know if you want to talk about that ranking. Was it because you had not seen it?
My familiarity with this movie really comes down to the Mad Magazine parody.
Gotcha.
Which, in my mind, didn't look very 80s.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think my ranking of it came down to feelings I had from watching it back then, not now that I've seen it again super recently.
Yeah.
It's no Fast Times, right? Like it doesn't look like any of that. So it's more about my experiential, I guess, thing. Yeah, as it turns out. So now we've got some tough questions to answer and find out if we like these movies. Here we go.
Okay.
The first time I didn't feel it, but this time I feel it, and I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me.
All right, so let's talk about Purple Rain, and let's talk about Siskel and Ebert.
Oh my God,
Purple
let's
Rain.
talk about them. Yeah.
2 enthusiastic thumbs up. What the fuck? Siskel fucking loved it. He raved about the young cast. He said Morris Day and Jerome Benton deserved their own movie. He compared, I think it was him, compared Morris Day to maybe Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Compared Prince to Jimi Hendrix. I mean, because those are both black people, and
I guess who both play guitar really well.
Yeah. Roger Ebert was clearly horny for Apollonia. He called he remarked on the erotic love scenes.
Oh, him in his like pudgy little sweater vest and husky pants, like hoping Apollonia would notice him. Come on.
Yeah. No.
But he commented heavily on the love scenes, huh?
Yeah, no. I mean, when his critic screening, his little notebook was bobbing up and down.
Oh God.
In the theater.
Oh my God, that is so shocking that they loved it this much. I did not find all the stuff you found, but I found this one quote snippet from Ebert. Quote,
yeah.
The best rock film since Pink Floyd's The Wall, end quote.
Yep.
And
again, enthusiastic thumbs up.
So, Joe.
Fuck. Yeah.
You and I, let's put this out there for if this is your first time listening to our podcast. Joe and I fucking love the Purple Rain album, the title track.
Listened to it a lot.
We both owned it at one point or another. I've owned it in several different media over the years.
I believe both of us voted, for Purple Rain to be the
Purple Rain won season 3 Legends only of this very podcast, right? The Purple Rain, the song.
We are big on Prince.
But somehow I had only seen snippets of this film while flipping past it on as an adult in my 30s on an HBO or something. Flip by, see Prince cruise by on a motorcycle and be like, I need to watch that one of these days. Yeah. This was one of those days.
I had seen, I think the Morris Day and the Time do their first number. I'd seen that clip. I was aware, I had an awareness of the Purify Yourself in Lake Minnetonka that line.
Yeah, I did not know that line. Yeah. So,
but
Joe,
I had never seen the movie.
So the question is, do you like this movie?
Okay, that's a complicated question because here's the thing: there are many musical performances in this movie, and they are fantastic because Prince was an amazing performer on stage, and he is,
this is
one
him,
of the
height of his superpowers. Height of his superpowers, right here.
Right, and he is one of the greatest musicians of all time, not just the 20th century, of all time. And you get to see him perform these amazing songs on stage. But then they have to do stuff that's not on stage.
They have to connect these things up in some kind of framework. So here was my answer. Do you like this film? I wrote, not the acting.
Yeah, or the writing.
Sure, right. Yeah, the writing is awful as well. And so maybe he should have just stuck to being one of the greatest musicians in history.
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe he felt like he needed to tell this story, but I did not need to be told this story.
It's like Eddie Murphy talking about Elvis, and he said Elvis was so popular they let him do movies he couldn't act. He said, "Fuck it, let him sing all his dialogue." Elvis, want some lemonade? Lemonade.
Oh, that lemonade is huge. Oh man.
No, it's because I mean, and Prince is one of the better actors in the movie, but everyone around him, apart from his parents. I mean, his dad was played by Clarence Williams III. That's good, but most of the people are musicians, and they cannot act their way out of a soggy paper fucking bag.
I'll tell you what, I recognized my own level of acting skill in Morris Day. That is like a Keith Marsteller level of overacting and hamming it up for the camera that I see myself. I see that in myself. That is when someone says, "Hey, Keith, act." That's how I act. And that's bad because I'm a terrible actor. It's okay because I'm good at other things, right? But I'm also not anchoring fucking fully 33% of a giant budget Hollywood film either, am I?
You're not the second male lead in a national release.
So anyway, I guess the short answer is you and I did not really like the framework of the film, but we love the musical performances in the film.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, now so importance to us, the soundtrack, hugely important.
The soundtrack was vastly important.
And I think we've answered the rewatchability question. Like, I'll never watch this again.
No. Hell no.
I watched it once.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during it.
Oh, dear.
So I went back and shuttled through it to where I realized I must have fallen asleep and watched the rest of it again. And that'll be it. That'll be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No more. No more.
And anyone out there who's thinking, I haven't seen it either, maybe I ought to give... No.
Nope.
Just remember the soundtrack exactly as it is.
That's right.
And you're going to be fine. All right, now.
Yeah.
Joe, The Thing.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
As much as Siskel and Ebert loved Purple Rain,
yeah,
they were split on The Thing. Gene Siskel said, it's a very well-made movie, but he said at regular intervals it does gross one out. He recommended it, but warned that people who saw it might be sick. So it was like a mixed, kind of thumb sideways from him. Roger Ebert hated it. He called it the barf bag movie of July. He said the characters are not three-dimensional people. Their function is to walk down the hall corridor and be jumped on. He said it's the most nauseating thing I've ever seen on a movie screen.
Ah, that's awesome.
Wow. So, yeah.
Now, had you seen this film in the 80s, Joe? It's that we kind of touched
did
on
not
that.
did not see it in the 80s. My wife and I've mentioned before, do Scaretober every year, and we try and watch horror movies. And a couple years back, we rented this, but then it was like really late when we started watching it. Fell asleep, didn't get back to it, and the rental ended. So I saw the first 20 minutes of this movie 2 years back, but that was it.
Yeah.
Now, you have a long history with this movie.
I saw this movie not in 82, but at a friend's house in the mid 80s, maybe 84, 85, and watched it several times back then. And it's at various times I've owned it on VHS. And when I was given the choice to rent or own this film with a $2 difference, I decided to own this film this week. So,
of course,
because this film is a love for me, and I don't know if it's because of the special sauce theory of the special chemical balance in my brain when I first watched it, or if it really is a great film. But I think it's one of my favorite films of the 80s for sure.
So let me jump in here because I have no special sauce for this. I did not see it back then, and I fucking loved this. I thought this was really good.
Yeah,
I think Siskel and Ebert were so up their asses about this.
I feel like they missed this one, and time has proven most folks who are, cinephiles view this as a classic.
Absolutely.
I mean, I do see, there is a lot of guys running down hallways and getting shot with flamethrowers, but there's a tension to it. I guess we'll talk about that when we get to the full discussion. But yes, so I love it. It turns out you really like it now also.
Yes,
Marsha
definitely
watched this one with me. Marsha gave up on the Purple Rain screening, by the way.
I don't blame her.
She had seen it in the 80s and did not remember. I don't think she remembered how bad it was.
Yeah.
But she did not give up on the thing at all. And in fact, I think she had said, if not, it is her favorite one we've watched so far. She hadn't seen it before. And so she was surprised at how great it was to watch a 44-year-old movie and have it be this good. So,
yeah. All right.
So the rewatchability for The Thing for me is high, and the importance to me is high.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think you should add this to your rotation for October,
Most definitely.
Make sure your kid sees it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right.
Okay.
It's time for us to hit the anything else we haven't talked about discussion. Here we go.
I've thought about this quite a bit, sir. I don't want to sell anything, buy anything, or process anything as a career. I don't want to sell anything bought or processed, or buy anything sold or processed, or process anything sold, bought.
So here's the log line for our number 16, Purple Rain. The Kid is a Minneapolis... I'm going to try that again.
Yeah.
The Kid is a Minneapolis musician with an abusive father and a band affected by his volatile personality, but the band stays because the Kid as undeniable talent. His rivalry with Morris Day threatens to push him off the First Avenue stage that he calls home. When Apollonia arrives, looking for stardom, she becomes his inspiration. Or something. It's hard to tell because there's really no fucking story here at all. It's true.
Great slug. All right. The Thing, again, if you have no idea what this is about a shape-shifting alien organism is discovered at a Norwegian research station in Antarctica. By the time the 12-man American crew at Outpost 31 realizes this thing can perfectly imitate organic material, by that time, they don't know who amongst them is already infiltrated. And then a masterclass in like paranoia and death ensues. And a debate to this day rages about the ending, which we'll talk about pretty soon. But
okay.
Fun thing I dug up, Joe. Both Antarctica and Minnesota are famous for one thing, and that's their cold temperatures,
Oh, fuck me.
So much so that it was actually rumored that John Carpenter's first draft of The Thing was actually set in the north, in the land of 10,000 lakes.
Okay.
Now, if that had happened, I think it might have gone a little something like this. Jesus. All right, Joe, you got the stage directions for us here?
Interior, First Avenue nightclub, night. R.J. McCready enters. He is overdressed for Antarctica and underdressed for Minneapolis. He takes a pull on a cigarette as he waits in the wings of the stage, adjusting the deadly flamethrower that is uncomfortably strapped to his back. Let's Go Crazy plays on stage.
Well, I've been tracking this thing down from Duluth, and I don't know what that thing on stage is, but it ain't Prince.
Song ends. Prince enters, having just been on stage. Dearly beloved, don't worry, it's me, Prince. Can you not see how tortured I am, child?
Well, if you're Prince, then where did you take Apollonia earlier today?
I took her to Lake Minnetonka to be baptized in its cool, clean waters.
Well, that ain't Lake Minnetonka, you Prince-killing alien piece of shit.
Sex noises, too many lands I cannot.
I've watched this thing try to be a dog, try to be a man. I don't have the flamethrower noise. Nothing else in this universe should try to be Prince. All right, you son of a bitch. Let's go crazy. That's flamethrower noises.
And scene.
All right, there we go. Happy birthday coming up to Alejandro and to Jenny, who...
Happy birthday to you both.
Begged that Colliding Worlds would come back. You get what you paid for, kids. There it is.
I hope you're happy.
In hell.
I'm sorry, Keith. Can you do your flamethrower noise one more time, please?
That's when you just light the pilot of it, not the actual spray.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anyway, I saw that direction. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't get a clip for the lighting of it. Well, shit.
No. It was very convincing.
Yeah, thank you.
Truly.
Okay. Now we're open for general discussion. Anything you want to get out about either of these movies.
Ye gods.
Prince, let's go with Purple Rain first. It's the top scene here.
Look, I grew up doing community theater.
Yes.
And
you still do community theater. You're putting on a play in a few weeks here.
That's true. Although it's more quasi-professional. The point is,
it's in a community.
It is a community. I have seen some bad acting in my day. There are places where I expect it. You go to an elementary school pageant.
Sure.
You're going to see some bad acting. But in a big budget Hollywood movie, to have acting this bad.
I mean, and it's hard to blame these actors. There's a director there who's saying, okay, print it, right? Like, he didn't get more out of them, or...
But I mean, I gotta guess this guy was I'm sorry, I apologize for not researching this, but I gotta guess this guy was like a music video director, probably.
I don't know. Yeah, I did not,
because clearly he'd never worked with actors before.
It didn't seem like it, did it?
Yeah, no, it's just the tension that the band is experiencing is just rendered completely laughable by the fact that you don't believe. I mean, I wouldn't believe them if they dropped a rock on their toe and said "ouch." I would not believe it. It was
right. Yeah,
just horrible acting, top to bottom. The fucking God. There's an excruciating comedy routine where Morris and Jerome do their version of Who's on First, and it goes on, I swear to God, for like 45 minutes. That's how it fucking felt.
Okay, so we ought to have like a signal. A password. Okay, what's the password? You got it. Got what? The password. Password is what? Exactly. The password is exactly? No, it's... Hold it. Slow down. The babe walks in. You see her. I see her. You come get me. I come get you. And I probably have a couple little sexies on standby, so you glide by me and you say what? Okay. The password is okay? As far as I'm concerned. Damn it, say the password. What? Say the password, onion head. The password is what? That's what I'm asking you. It's the password. The password is it? The password is what? It. You just said so. The password isn't it. The password is... What? Got it. I got it? Right. It or right.
So, just in case you didn't believe Joe on how bad that was, I pulled it because I knew you were going to call it out. I knew it was happening, and I have it for you.
Good call. Yeah. It's just, I mean, and fucking Siskel and Ebert are asking for a spin-off. What the fuck?
Okay, I want to ask about what your thought of Prince's ventriloquism was.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
It was clean ventriloquism. It was the material that was really poor.
Prince knows how to do ventriloquism. Okay, great. Yeah, but the fact is that the little dummy, the little doll, was saying horrible things. I mean, we're supposed to root for Prince in this movie.
That's the issue. That's one of the main issues of the film. Is I didn't like Prince in this film, and I've always liked Prince.
Yeah, because his character is supposed to be troubled or whatever, and he fucking hits Apollonia multiple times.
Right.
He tells his bandmates that their song, and he's not going to do their stupid song. He's just loathsome in this.
And their stupid song is Purple Rain, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet we're supposed to in the end be glad that Apollonia's staying with this guy. Also, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Prince is losing it, losing the audience, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene where the audience turns against him, and everyone's saying, "No one likes your music," and it's when they're playing fucking Darling Nikki. It's a classic. Who the fuck hates it? I just can't understand.
Yeah, one of my problems with this is that the club owner is creating this fake crisis. Like, we're gonna pull you out as one of the favorites, when clearly the crowd is always going nuts for the revolution. Yeah. And there's this other guy, Des Dickerson, who's barely in the movie. He plays like a half of a song that's not very good.
No.
It's like, just cut that guy. If you need to cut somebody to make room for Apollonia 6, just fucking cut that guy.
Again, Apollonia 6 is singing Sex Shooter.
Sex Shooter, yeah.
So. And I mean, granted, they're doing it in like lingerie.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that's
I kept watching, but yeah.
The fuck.
So also, Prince has around 35 lines of dialogue.
That sounds right.
In a film. Yeah. In just direct comparison, Kurt Russell is in a film with a 12-man ensemble.
Yeah.
And he has 120 lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
So it's sparse, man. And I set the thing to search and I told it to not count single word responses as lines of dialogue. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So when he says, yeah, no,
nope,
I didn't, more than one word is what I was searching on. So
right. Okay,
he has 35 lines of more than one word is how I should say it.
Got it. He has 112 one-word lines.
That's right. He might. I should have counted that. I don't know why I didn't think of that
because that's all he could manage.
All right.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, but to take one of the most charismatic people ever and make me actively dislike him, is an accomplishment.
Joe, I watched his. After this film, I palate cleansed by watching While My Guitar Gently Weeps from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction.
Classic.
To like him again. And then I was like, okay, remember, this was just a character. He doesn't hit women, all that, as far as we know.
Right.
Anyway.
But you know what? After watching this, Under the Cherry Moon made sense because I'm like, this was a big, like everyone went to see this, right?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing I only saw it once, and I'm guessing that then when Under the Cherry Moon came out, they were like, oh no, fool me once, shame on me.
Shame on me, right. And there was a spiritual sequel to this called Graffiti Bridge that I've also never seen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the late 80s demand Graffiti Bridge to be watched. But
please don't. Please don't.
I have this note. Prince is a weird kisser.
Right? He is.
He kisses weirdly in this movie.
He does. And
like, was that his first kiss and it was on camera? Like fucking Winnie from the Wonder Years was, yeah.
It could be. Maybe Apollonia's breath was weird.
That's true. Maybe she had some
just can't quite
a lot
get in
of
there.
chives right before that take or something. Yes.
That's it. She was eating sour cream and chive potato chips.
That's it. It was just too much.
And just repulsed.
If anyone has seen the scene I'm talking about, which you have, you're like,
yes.
So here is a thing that made me wonder about Prince. I'm going to file this, Joe, under Toyd. The bass player of the Revolution is a guy known as Brown Mark. I think his real name is Mark Brown, but he calls himself Brown Mark. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
He doesn't speak in this film. He's on camera.
Right.
He doesn't speak in this film because Prince had all of his lines cut in the final edit. He had lines. Prince got them all cut completely. He must have been pissed at him. I don't know.
What the fuck?
But I did read that Prince got all of Brown Mark's lines chopped out of the film. And I thought,
wow,
that's kind of a dick move, but I don't know what really Brown Mark did to deserve it.
I mean, to me, that seems more like the kid than Prince, but okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like all method and he was really just caught up in being that person.
But
wow.
But I will say, like, we should reiterate, watching the songs is fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they sound. I was only slightly disappointed that it's the studio versions of the songs. A couple of them, there's like an extended studio version. I was kind of hoping for like a never before live kind of version that I had not heard before, but it was still good.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, he's a dynamic performer. It was great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make up for having to sit through the rest of this piece of shit.
All right. What do you got on the thing that you wanted to mention in general discussion before we hit the pillars?
I mean, I disagree with Siskel and Ebert saying that the men are all interchangeable. I mean, so
they're definitely doing like this archetyping thing that you see in movies like Aliens and like the Predator films, right? Like where you have this array, like you got your computer guy, you got your comms guy, you got your weapons guy, right? You know.
But it seemed like a well done version of that. It wasn't. I mean, you know, they like it wasn't like you know, oh, this is the guy that you know, plays with a coin, or this was, you know, it was, I don't know. It seemed like a pretty good version of it, and I liked all the different characters.
I liked that they weren't all action heroes. There were a couple of like old guys there, you know.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, Richard Dysart is, you know, probably in his 50s. Wilford Brimley, who we mentioned before, looked
probably
80.
Looked 80, was probably late 40s.
He was 24 years old, Keith. 24 years old.
Yeah, so there's just a couple of guys, the Kurt Russell and Keith David, that kind of fit that action hero, like big tough guy mold.
Right,
you know?
right. Other than that, no, not at all.
Right. So you had a variety of different ages and physiques, but it was all guys, but you had all these roles of scientists who you would expect to find at the South Pole. And then McCready, Kurt Russell's character, is, you know, a pilot. He's not one of these science guys. Yeah.
Right. So he's the more action oriented person amongst them.
Yeah. So, I just, you know, I'm like, I love the way it just becomes this exercise in total paranoia. It becomes almost like a logic problem to figure out who has been inhabited by this thing, who hasn't.
Yeah.
And man, looking at American Werewolf in London very recently, and then watching this right after, I love these effects more so than the American Werewolf effects, given that they're like the same year, you know?
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Yeah.
These are some really good effects.
Somebody did say that for the time it was viscerally horrifying, and people were leaving because they were grossed out by it. That's how good these effects were. Is instead of laughing at them, people kind of got sick or got scared and left.
So, quick note.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I talked to my wife about what we were doing this week, she mentioned that and I'm not sure, it would have been, I think she said middle school or high school. She had a friend come over for her birthday, and they watched The Thing.
Oh, awesome.
And they laughed throughout. They thought it was so stupid. and found the special effects funny, I guess.
If you wait too long, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I don't know that she would feel the same now, but I think maybe it was a way of coping.
Perhaps,
with the horror they were seeing on the screen. Anyway, the point is,
right,
it was laughable to her at the time.
Fair enough. All right, if you have anything else for the general discussion, please throw it out there.
Let's get to pillars, man. Let's pillar it up.
All right, Joe. We've got the cast. Pillar. First, talk to me about the cast of Purple Rain.
Here we go. So we have Prince, we have Apollonia, we have Morris Day, we have Jerome Benton, we have Clarence Williams III and Olga Karlatos as the kids' parents. We have The Revolution playing themselves, and we have my favorite, Sandra Claire Gershman as Beautiful Babe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will point out one thing. Prince is called the Kid for some reason. Okay.
Yeah.
Every other member of the cast goes by their given name. Their character name is their given name, except for attractive girl or whatever.
Beautiful Babe. But also, Clarence Williams III is father, and Olga Karlatos.
Oh, they're just called
mother.
Father and Mother? Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm watching the credits, and I'm just like, it's a 1-to-1. It's like Mike, Jeff, Apollonia,
right.
Apollonia. It's like, okay. But Prince is the kid, and then mom and dad. So his family gets called Mom, Dad, and the Kid, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, because it was autobiographical, but I mean, you don't want your family coming to the theater and saying, you called this character by my name and he's a wife beater, so thanks.
That's tough. That's a tough one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, given that the members, Prince and all the members of the Revolution, including the iconic Wendy and Lisa,
that's right,
are in this film.
Stupid song.
And the entire cast of all the members of the time are in this film. And Apollonia is in this film. The other two, the mother and father, I'll be honest, I'd never heard of either of those actors before.
Well, sorry, hang on. Clarence Williams III was on Mod Squad. He was Link on Mod Squad.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was a show I didn't really watch, so I don't know.
Oh, me either, because it was before our time, but
yeah. Okay, so he had some cred as an actor prior to this.
Yeah, not 80s cred, but, late, like 60s cred, I guess.
So I struggled with where to put this cast, because they're bad. Yeah. They're not really actors. No. But they are very 80s human beings who are very well known in pop culture. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, given the amount of famous musicians we have here, I went with a 7, Joe. I didn't know what to do with it.
Gotcha. I was close there right with you. I gave him a 6.
Okay. I think that's fair and maybe closer to where it should end up. But I'll be interested to hear in the comments, where would you guys have slotted this cast?
Yeah.
None of whom, except for the mother and father, are really actors to start. Yeah. I mean, they are now because they were in a movie. And Prince was in 2 other movies, right? So, or at least. Yeah. And they were big. He was. No one's bigger in the decade than Prince, right? I mean, some maybe equal him, Madonna and so on. And she was also an awful actor in awful movies.
Yes. True.
Oh, man, thank goodness some of our musical heroes decided not to act. Thank goodness. Anyway.
And actually, I'm going to say, David Bowie, good actor.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He did The Elephant Man on Broadway. That guy could fucking act.
He could. He also played Nikola Tesla in The Prestige, which was crazy.
Underrated movie.
Yeah, totally. But, all right, now we've got the cast of The Thing, which, as I've mentioned already, led by Kurt Russell, who played MacReady, Wilford Brimley played Blair, Keith David played Childs, and man, I love his performance in this.
Keith David looks so young in this, man. I'm not used to Keith David looking that small and young.
But yet his same voice, which is an iconic voice, comes flying out of that young mouth. He's got one of the best voices ever.
He really does.
David Clennon as Palmer, T.K. Carter as Knowles, Richard is it Dysart as Dr. Copper, and Charles Hallahan as Norris. Who do you want to give 80s points to in that massive cast?
Well,
and I'm sure I left out a person like Norwegian dead guy or something.
No, well, all right, here. So I want to point out Larry Franco as Norwegian passenger with rifle, which I love that character name. But then you know who you missed?
The dog.
You missed Richard fucking Mazur, man.
Oh yes, sorry, I had him off to the side to mention him specially, and then I didn't mention him at all. I have
here Richard Mazur alert.
Yeah, because we just talked about him being in everything when he was in Risky Business last week.
That's right. Yeah.
And the start of the film, I'm like, holy shit, it's him again.
That's right.
Because I had forgotten that he was in this movie.
Yeah, he's a pivotal role of the guy that you definitely think is taken over from the beginning, but he ain't.
But he isn't. Whoops. Oopsie. Because he spends the if you want to think of it as a virus, but thing is transmitted from a dog at the start of the film. And this guy, Richard, our favorite new actor, is the guy who handles the dogs. Yeah. So obviously he would be the first person to get replicated.
You'd think.
And I have a great quote about that coming up. So
okay, awesome.
But so you got Richard, who we've said he's not a headline 80s name, but he's doing work. He's doing work in the 80s. You've got
tons of work.
You got Kurt Russell, who is a pretty decent name with Big Trouble in Little China and Escape from New York and this film.
Yeah, Escape from New York alone, yeah.
Yeah. Keith David, again, you have him in this. You have him in another great John Carpenter film, They Live. You've got, and certainly others that I'm blanking on, but I still didn't know what, I guess Wilford Brimley is in Cocoon in the 80s.
That's 80s, yeah.
But this isn't Brat Pack, right? This isn't the cast of Red Dawn here.
No.
So I kind of tempered it, and on Kurt Russell and Keith David strength, I gave this cast a 4 for 80s-ness.
Ditto, same thing.
Okay, so we kind of agree. And of course, I'm always looking to see. I would love it if you listeners sat down and had a pad handy or a notes app on your phone and scored the pillars yourselves and like posted what you gave it. You know what your final score. It would be great to see what other folks are thinking on these numbers.
If you have time to do that, folks, that'd be great.
Yeah. So 7-4 in favor of Purple Rain on this on the cast.
6-4, same. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right, dude. So the soundtrack of Purple Rain.
Yeah. Here's the deal. It's fucking Purple Rain.
Yeah. You might have heard of some of these songs like Let's Go Crazy. You know that song.
You do.
It starts with the whole Dearly Beloved. Every high school dance we went to for all of high school probably had this song played. Usually Steve and I would play it at the start of a dance, but
of course you would.
I mean, who doesn't know Let's Go Crazy? Take Me With You was a number 25 hit, right?
Great fucking song.
I'll jump straight to the, here we go. All right, so that song was big. The Beautiful Ones is in the movie. Was not a top 40 hit.
Great song.
It's also a great song. You might remember this.
Beautiful ones always smash the picture.
Anyway, we could listen to the soundtrack all day, so let me not get caught up in it. Then next, Computer Blue in the film. Good tune. This is the one where they talk to each other.
Yes, Lisa. Shall we begin?
My buddy Steve Bevilacqua used to talk this to me on the bus all the time, as though we were Wendy and Lisa. A very weird thing for him to do. Then the aforementioned Darling Nikki. Which, Joe, I have a car named Darling Nikki right now. It's, I don't know what to tell you. This one was a PMRC target from the start.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the one line, right?
Right.
I met her in a hotel lobby.
Yeah.
There you go.
How'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist when I saw little Nikki grind.
So there you go, Darling Nikki. I feel like even though that wasn't a big hit at the time, it was part of what pushed the soundtrack sales.
Yeah, we all knew that song.
Okay, I played Let's Go Crazy earlier. That hit number 1. When Doves Cry was a number 1 hit for 5 weeks continuously. Iconic 80s track.
Fuck yes.
In fact, so iconic that I think when we were choosing for last season of the 80s, I think I voted for When Doves Cry to be the song that we used. Purple Rain ended up winning that vote and then winning the season. I feel like any song that we voted for from this soundtrack was going to win the season.
Yeah.
That's how big this shit is, Joe.
Yeah.
Also big. Talk about the easiest one-note song identification of all time. It's that, like that.
Yep.
All right, I Would Die For You. Joe, that was at number 8. That was a top 10 track.
Sounds right.
Baby, I'm a Star. Great song, also in the film. Did not chart. And then... I mean, come on. You fucking kidding me? Purple Rain somehow... I used to remember what it was that kept it from number 1, but Purple Rain, number 2 song.
Yeah. But number 1 in our hearts, let's be clear.
Also in the film,
right?
Jungle Love, by The Time.
Yeah. Which,
huge
such a
high
great
school
scene.
dance song back then, and great performance of it. I think most people know this, you know, My Jungle Love, OEOEO. And Jungle Love was also, you know, a top 40 hit, as was The Bird, which was the Times follow-up track. So yeah, these were both top 40 songs. Also, even though they weren't officially on the soundtrack, so we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs from this that appeared in this film.
Yeah,
would crack the top 40. 7 from the album itself.
Yep.
Anyway, Joe, this soundtrack. Somebody gave us a toy about how many. Maybe it was Denny. I think it was Denny in the comments about how many number 1 albums there were in 1984.
Yeah.
Do you kind of vaguely remember? It was like 5.
It was like 5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause Born in the USA was up there and a couple others. And obviously, maybe, I think probably still some of Thriller overhang.
I think so. Yeah.
But Purple Rain, Joe, sat atop the Billboard 200 album chart.
Right.
For 24 weeks, Joe.
Yep.
I gave Purple Rain, the soundtrack, an 11 out of 10.
All right. I'm a rule follower, Keith, and I know that 10 is the highest, so I gave it a 10.
I gave it a 10.
Just on the strength of Sex Shooter alone.
Fucking 10.
On Sex Shooter. That's true. Sex Shooter was on this soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I didn't really give it its due. Yeah, I'll roll down to a 10 just so I can play this new drop.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
So I gave it a fucking 10. All right, now here's where we talk about the Things soundtrack, right? Unless you had something else you wanted to say about the Purple Rain soundtrack.
I'm all good with that one. Let's talk The Thing.
Why don't you I have a couple pieces I can play, but do you want to say anything specific about it, or I don't know if you did.
I mean, Ennio Morricone is like one of the absolute greatest film composers of all time. Like, you know, I'm a big John Williams person. Ennio Morricone is at John Williams' level of renown in his movie scores.
Yeah.
Again, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, the Clint Eastwood westerns, iconic.
It's stuff you know, like, you know, for sure. When you hear it, you know it.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't have like a iconic, recognizable theme like in Indiana Jones or E.T. or some shit like that.
Right.
But it's mood setting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it is this dread-inducing bass.
Yeah.
That is minimalistic. There's a lot of synth throughout this.
Yep.
But it was nominated for the worst score in the Razzies.
Fucking the Razzies get so much wrong. They were right with Apollonia, but they get so much wrong.
So this kind of background that you're hearing is a lot of the. Here's another one. That first part was called Humanity. This one's called Bestiality. And, you know, it kind of takes you down the rabbit hole into the despair of and the mind-bending crazy shit that's happening to these guys, right?
Yeah.
And so and in fact, the third track I have is called Despair. And it's a lot of like this glissando violin synth and like, but there's so much tense shit going on. This just fit really well with it. And even Marsha mentioned that she thought it was pretty damn good for setting a mood, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because that, Ennio Morricone can set a fucking mood.
Right. So I think we agree that this is not a shitty soundtrack. And the only popular, there were 2 pop songs in the film. One was Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
For me, top 3 great songs of all time.
Great fucking song, but not very 80s because it came out in the 70s, right?
Yeah, no.
Great tune, great choice. And then there was another Motown charting type hit from the 70s. I forget what it was.
I forget what it was. I did not make a note of it. But
anyway, so there were 2 popular music type songs in the whole movie.
Yeah.
There was no soundtrack really officially released of this. Kind of a weird thing. Anyway, what did you end up giving this, Joe? I struggled.
Look, I gave it a 2 based on how synthy it was and the Ennio Morricone of it all. But again, when I'm thinking about an 80s soundtrack, I'm really kind of looking for pop songs in there.
Yeah, you got to have pop songs to make this list, right?
Yeah, so I gave it a 2. What'd you give it?
I also gave it a 2 because I thought, it's not quite as synthy as... It's not close to as synthy as the Tangerine Dream stuff we just heard last week,
That's
right?
exactly what I was thinking about. I was thinking like Risky Business. The score is as 80s as a lot of the songs that are on it.
Yeah, right. And this doesn't have 80s pop songs. It doesn't have 80s sounding synth. So, a deuce. All right. Joe, let's talk about the next pillar, art design.
So... I mean, for me,
you
look at the club scenes in Purple Rain when
Holy
they
fuck,
when they
the
pan over the
establishing
audience.
shots? Yeah,
when they pan over the audience and the look of all of those people, whether whoever it is super 80s. The fact that they're smoking in the club is very 80s to me.
That is true.
The knickknacks in the kids' room, right?
Yes.
The sad clown ceramics or whatever, or Harlequin or whatever. Looked like every emo kid that I knew in the 80s.
Prince's wardrobe itself.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is like Smithsonian level 80s era defining wardrobe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
the
but
ruffles,
even if
purple.
you take him out of it, if you remove him from the equation,
it's insanely 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morris
absolutely.
Day's suits are crazily 80s.
Hell yes.
Their dance moves. I mean, but the iconic Prince look.
Yeah.
And the people's hair. All the inventive ways the club goers are wearing their hair that is like about to get every kid in America to try to look like these things, over the next 6 years that we're coming,
Absolutely.
I couldn't decide whether to give it a 9 or 10, Joe. What did you go with?
I went with 10. I gave it a 10. Absolutely.
Yeah. It feels like a 10.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
All right. So, by the way, rest in peace, James Vanderbeek. That drop is from Varsity Blues, an early 90s movie, but not quite an 80s film, but still.
No, but rest in power.
That's
Dawson.
right. To the beak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the 80s-ness of The Thing. All right. I had a couple of things. What do you have?
I think a can of Coors shows up.
It does. I have it on my list.
And that was like an exotic beer in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't get it every place. And so, I mean, it was notable.
There was a guy now I've already forgotten his name. He was wearing the classic denim vest with the sleeves cut off, and he had a Walkman on, right?
Yeah, that was the stoner guy.
And I was like, that's pretty 80s. All right.
I can see that.
McCready had the sunglasses that I had in the 80s that had the cloth stretched down the sides of the temples to cover your peripheral vision.
Got it.
He had those shades. I had them in the 80s. He also had a specific pair of like snow pants that I had in the 80s. But it's an Antarctic research station. It's not a Southern California shopping mall, right?
Right. I mean, there's a pool table, but the pool table is not identifiably 80s.
Yeah.
The desks, the furnishings of the station are not.
It all feels older
80s.
than the decade.
Yeah. And most of the costumes to me, it's one of these where it's early 80s and it's in that we're still kind of in the 70s sort of feel.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know whether to include the practical effects in the production design or not.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, are they 80s?
They're the state of the art of the 80s, I guess. You know what I mean? They're the best that they could be in 1982, I guess.
Right.
So I gave him another point for that. And but overall, I was struggling between a 3 and a 4 on this one. I'm going to bump it to 4 because of the practical effects.
Fair enough. I went with a 2 on this.
Yep.
It just wasn't seeing it.
That's fair. Yep.
Yeah.
Joe, quotability. This is tough.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the you have to purify yourself in Lake Minnetonka line. That's quotable. I have heard that outside of this movie.
Yeah, his best line in the film is "That ain't Lake Minnetonka."
Yeah,
you know.
But here's the thing: is I don't have any other quotes because the dialogue in this fucking movie is fucking terrible.
I pulled one quote just to show how cringy the Morris Day was when he was trying to hit on Apollonia, and he said,
"Your lips would make a lollipop too happy."
Your lips would make a lollipop too happy. Other than that, I pulled the password "Who's on First" bit, which I'm not playing again.
Please
and
don't.
I pulled the iconic Lake Minnetonka thing, and nothing super quotable in that film for me. Other than the lyrics of the songs, of which I know most of.
Oh, yeah. All right. But I mean...
But I didn't count that as quotable. I decided that all goes towards soundtrack, for my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good call.
Because, Dearly Beloved, we were gathered here today. Okay, that's a 10. But that's not the dialogue of the film. So
It's not.
We've never done that before, so I wasn't going to start doing it here, right?
Thank you. I respect that.
I gave it a 1 for the Lake Minnetonka quote.
Okay.
Where'd you go?
I went slightly. I gave it a 3.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, which is being very, very generous. Very generous. But I'll stick with it. All right.
Fair enough. All right. Well, for me, now here's where I need help separating my bias from, and from a more objective approach. And that is my quotability of this movie is high because I've seen it a lot. So I pulled some quotes, and you can tell me, these quotes that you noticed when you watched it.
Okay.
And the first one is with your, Richard Masur, or however we're saying his name, the dog keeper.
Clark?
Yeah.
How long were you alone with that dog?
I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe. What the hell are you looking at me like that for?
I like it because of the implication that maybe he was having sex with the dog, but...
That's not what he's saying, Keith.
How long were you alone with that dog? All right.
Long enough. Hey.
You've got Kurt Russell like trying to embody the paranoia of the film here.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Sorry, I have these out. You gotta be fucking kidding. I know me and my buddies would say that to each other in the way this guy did it.
Fucking kidding.
In reaction to the Thing's first appearance, right? Like as a head spider or whatever the fuck it was.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Meanwhile, we had Kurt Russell recording a log that he would then hide so that...
Right, which is kind of a meme.
Yeah. And here we say...
Nobody trusts anybody now. We're all very tired. There's nothing else I can do. Just wait. R.J. McCready, helicopter pilot, U.S. Outpost number 31.
It's kind of 80s that he had one of those tape players that you and I used to record shit on,
That's true.
But anyway, the best line in the movie, maybe the most quotable, is said by, is he kind of the commander of the group?
Donald Moffat as Gary?
Yeah. The couch line?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
I know you gentlemen have been through a lot. And when you find the time, I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch!
It's great.
It's a good line. He delivers it with brio.
Pretty good delivery there.
Yeah.
And then I have the last line of the film here. Just, I don't know if it's quotable, but it's a real great ending where two guys left. The whole place is burning down.
What do we do?
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
Roll credits.
It's pretty great.
The whole place fucking burns down, and they are still not sure whether to trust each other. They're exhausted from being awake for days. And anyway, so those are some fun lines. I think the really super quotable one is the one about being tied to the fucking couch. And you gotta be fucking kidding. What do you give this, Joe? Where do you go? It's better written, but that doesn't make it quotable, right?
No, I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
There were no lines in here that I was really familiar with before seeing it. Gave it a 2. Where'd you go?
All right, I was giving it a 4, but when I was listening to them, I just downgraded it to a 3 because I'm like, no, this is just me liking this movie. These aren't quotable, other than the 2 that I do quote. So
there you go.
All right. Well, that brings us down to the cultural relevance pillar, Joe, to finish it off.
Yeah.
Purple Rain. What do you think? Cultural relevance?
I mean, the soundtrack was enormous.
Yeah.
Enormous. This raised Prince's profile even higher than it had been. So, I mean, but as a movie,
right? As a movie,
was it culturally relevant? I mean, Siskel and Ebert loved it.
It spawned some of the stuff for the music videos.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does the soundtrack exist without the movie?
No.
Yeah. I was struggling, but also the look of it, right? This visual and musical identity of his stuck forever.
That's true.
Now, he changed it up, made himself into a symbol. Would occasionally wear different things, but I mean, the ruffles, the purple thing. I mean, he was known as the fucking Purple One as another of his nicknames, right? Forever, till now. So I struggled with what to give this on relevance as well. I think I'm going to give it a 7. I think I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
For the look, for the feel, for the vibe, for the fame that he got.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the soundtrack being inextricably linked to the movie. But I can also understand giving it a fucking 4 or 3 or something,
I gave it a 4. I'm going to go ahead and revise that to a 5. You make a strong argument. I'm not going to go above that, but I'll give it a 5.
Okay, so The Thing. Now it's considered to be a great horror sci-fi film, okay?
That's true. That's true. It's
one of Carpenter's
popular.
best. Yeah, it's gotten popular. Rob Bottin's practical effects. All right, here comes a quick toid. So this Rob Bottin was the protege to Rick Baker, who we talked about last week or thereabouts. He was under him on The Howling. Rick Baker is like, you know what? You take The Howling. I'm going to go do An American Werewolf in London, and leaves.
Yeah.
And so Rick Bottin has to learn on the job and make The Howling. And then his immediate next film is this one, and it duels directly against An American Werewolf in London for these awards on effects. Right. And so didn't seem to matter, though, because E-fucking-T won them all.
Which, okay.
We'll talk about that next week.
We will, yeah.
So I gave it a little bit of cultural relevance. For me, it's higher than the average person. So I struggled again. I gave it a 4. It might be worth less, but where do you come out?
I gave it a 4. I don't think it had a lot of impact at the time, but the fact that it has endured and become such a revered classic, I gave it a 4.
Okay. Bonus points. I gave The Thing a +1 for having John Carpenter on board.
I did too. I also gave another one for Ennio Morricone.
Nice. I also gave it a +1 for the iconic flamethrower play. Just like every time I think of it, you can't think of this movie without thinking about flamethrowers. Like this was probably my first exposure to flamethrowers, and
yeah.
Now in video games, if there's a flamethrower to get, I'll try to unlock the flamethrower. But go ahead. What?
Did Quentin Tarantino revive flamethrowers on film like he revived John Travolta?
Oh, wow. It's possible. Yeah. From Once Upon a Time.
That's right. Yeah. All right. I gave for Purple Rain, Prince's guitar.
Oh, the cloud.
Pretty iconic. Yeah. So I gave it a.
Right. His ruffled jacket is probably worth a +1.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Quickly, do these films hold up? Purple Rain for me is a no. The Thing for me is a yes.
I wrote fuck no.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
And The Thing for you also a yes, I assume?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
All right, now if we apply the Booth rule to these films, Joe, quickly, if The Thing was remade, if Purple Rain was remade now, which one would be more different? Okay?
I mean,
I'll throw out
Purple
one
Rain
data
would
point.
be more different.
I kind of agree. The Thing was remade in 2011.
Yeah.
So, 30 years after it came out.
Right.
And it was mostly the same. Different cast, same basic plot structure. They had to hand wave the technology, to not be working so that, you can't be saved by phones and satellite phones and all that. But it's the same. It's very close to the same film, the 2011.
Right.
I still prefer the original, but it answers the Booth. It's enough to answer the Booth rule for me. Purple Rain now, Prince would not look like that. The music wouldn't sound like this, right?
You could not get away with having him be that abusive.
True.
These days.
And still be the hero, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, would not fly.
Right. So more points for Purple Rain for the Booth rule.
I guess, yes.
Joe, I guess we just got to go ahead and make it official.
Sounds good.
Wait a minute, you can't get away with this. Oh no, I'm afraid I can. You see, only the president of the Greek Council can call a vote. That's completely unfair. This is bullshit. Meeting adjourned.
Well, it's time to render a verdict. Purple Rain is a 6 seed in this region, which is even, which means, Joe, you will render a verdict first.
All right. Well, looking at this mathematically, Purple Rain has a 35. The Thing is a 16. I am, as much as I don't want to watch this movie again,
Yeah.
I do think it deserves to go on to the next round. I vote for Purple Rain.
Yeah, I've got the numbers for me. I may have missed one of the ones I changed mid game here, but I got Purple Rain at 39. The Thing at also, I have him at 17 for that added point that I gave him at the end. All right. So, and I'm not going against my numbers this week. It's definitely Purple Rain, and it's, not super close. But I wonder who it'll run into in the next one. I don't think it's going to lose this one, Joe.
No, I'm pretty confident that it is the more 80s of these two.
I think most people will agree The Thing is a more fun to watch movie.
Definitely.
We'll see. We'll see what Denny has to say about this one.
All right.
He might have the secret sauce in his brain for Purple Rain. We'll find out.
I mean, come on. There's secret sauce, but if you're pouring the secret sauce on a turd, it's still a turd.
That's fair. Well, that's going to be all the time we have for this week. Joe, we're going to... Next time on the 80sist, season 4, episode 15 is going to be the Fast Times Region 3-seed E fucking T, the extra fucking terrestrial against 14-seed Xanadu. Now, my God, Joe, it has been almost 44 years of me willfully avoiding and not watching E fucking T.
Wow.
And the day has arrived. I got to watch it. I can't just not watch it. I'm going to watch it. So
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you eat the E.T. cereal in the 80s?
I did not.
Okay.
I also did not have the E.T. Atari cartridge back in the 80s. So
okay. Did you and you avoided having the E.T. gloves with the long finger?
I had no E.T. merch at all. I
got it.
Didn't even eat Reese's Pieces back then, so...
Wow. All right, so total avoidance.
Total avoidance of E.T. We'll find out if that avoidance was warranted or not next time.
All right.
On the 80s.
Sounds great. So, folks, at the end of each show, we've been playing a quote from an 80s movie. First one to run to the comments, identify the movie, and the character if you can.
Yeah.
Without looking it up, wins. Last week's movie was one that I was not at all familiar with. I've never seen this. Keith, you want to play the clip?
Sure.
I was in the desert once, out in the middle of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. Just me, the sand, and silence. But if you know what to listen for, it ain't silent out there. I heard a music out there I never heard before. In the silence. That's what I'm after, kid. That's intense. You dig down deep and touch something like that, people are gonna listen. They'll listen to you because you got something to say. Not just something to show.
There you go.
Okay. He had something to say. Not just something to show.
That's
cool.
right.
So although I did not know that, Jenny did scores another point.
And she also identified correctly that it was Michael Paré, or however you say his name.
That's right.
And called him Joe's favorite.
Which, absolutely true. I had his poster up and everything.
After the Streets of Fire show.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
He should have been in Purple Rain.
Yeah, he would have fit right in. He would have been the lead actor, the best actor. Yeah. He was not much better in Eddie and the Cruisers, man. Anyway,
wow. That's
what it was. Eddie and the Cruisers. Yeah. Jenny got it. So congratulations to her. She is, I think, in a first place tie with, I'll get the tote board together for next time. So,
all right, sounds good. We'll check in then. So to be able to vote for your favorite movie, make sure you sign up with us at our Substack, which is the 80zest.substack.com. Free now and always.
Now and always. Now and forever.
Now and always. That's it.
Today's quote is fun, Joe. Joe picked this one out. I haven't seen all of this movie, but I still figured out what it was just from hearing it. So,
I mean, yeah, that I think we're going to see a lot of people do that. And Keith, even if you should at some point, try and watch this movie.
Yeah, that's a guy. Is this? No, this one didn't make. That's why we're doing a quote from.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Didn't make the field.
It's outside of the competition.
Yeah, okay. Well, folks, that's all for today's show. In Cleveland, this is Keith Marsteller. Until we meet again, be excellent to each other.
And in Seattle, Washington, I'm Joe Walk. Thanks for listening. Tune in again next week because we'll be back.
Dear Tolia, I have a new saxophone, but I still don't have work as a musician. I have many other jobs, though.
That is 2 Big Macs, 1 quarter pounder with cheese, 6 pieces chicken McNuggets, 2 boxes Ronald McDonald cookies, 1 order McFries, 2 chocolate milkshakes. Is that to go?
Nah, I eat it here.
Come back soon.